Thank you for staying with us. Let's now take you through the front pages of Nigerian newspapers to see what the headlines are this Monday morning and return for a quick analysis of some of the issues we will be seeing. The Nation newspaper, as always, is leading the way right here on the conversation of economy. And we see right here, Nigeria, Brazil to seal deals in aviation, livestock, and other sectors. Well, that sounds like some very good business for us today. And the blueprint, FAAC disburses 25.577 trillion naira to federal, states, local governments in 25 months. Some of that for the local government hasn't gotten to them directly. We will talk more about that. The Daily Times is chiming on another matter this morning, and we see right here, NLC to RAMFAC, halt politicians, pay increase or risk national uproar. Okay, NLC is already sounding the alarm on this planned increment of salary. And remember what we said here last week, but we'll talk more about that again. This Nigeria is shifting attention. Don't grant pay rise to political office holders. We'll tell you what the rider is as we come back to analyze the subject matter. Platform Times is riding us on another issue right here, albeit political. 2027 second-term governors' silence deepens succession battles across states. It seems like we're soon handing off, but we're not saying who yet. And the Leadership newspaper this morning, ladies and gentlemen, mixed reactions as Sultan says justice becoming purchasable commodity. What exactly is the Sultan talking about? We will let you know as we make our way to the Abuja Inquirer this morning. Human traffickers find Abuja as safe haven. Minister Wike, are you hearing that? Well, the Punch newspaper is where we are going to next. Presidential order fails to curb soaring drug prices. We will talk what this really means. And the Hope newspaper is where we are going to right about now. And on the Hope right here, we see worries as prolonged blackout ground businesses in Ondo State. And finally, the Sporting Life is our last paper. And today, boldly, my guy, Osimhen, is right there. Osimhen nets first goal of the season. Way to go, Ibrahim. And sounds like some good news. But, we'll begin with the Nation newspaper this morning.
Absolutely.
Ibrahim, Nigeria and Brazil set to seal the deal in aviation, livestock, and other business. Of course, last week, a story came out and we were talking about what the country, Nigeria, were doing to secure some of this foreign direct investment. Yeah. Based on what the president is doing with his travels. Yeah.
Yes, and this actually belies the naysayers who are saying that the president has been traveling with no results to show for it. We saw that when he assumed the position of the president, he went to India, he's been to France, he's been to Brazil. I think this is the third time, moving from Japan to Brazil this time around, and then he's been to other countries seeking sealing deals and seeking investments into the country and getting bilateral, even multilateral relationship among these countries. And then we see Brazil now getting to having this deal with Nigeria on aviation, livestock, other sectors, talk about agriculture, talk about telecommunications, etc. And these are the key things that we need for an economy to grow. Because if we do not have this, then how much would we say that Nigeria is progressing? We're having the IMF, we're having the Bretton Woods, we're having all of these financial institutions now, giving credit to this administration.
That's right.
For what they are doing in terms of stabilizing the economy. Look at the foreign exchange, Naira to dollar exchange. is not, you know, yo-yoing the way it used to be, where you wake up today and then it is so high, and then the following day it comes down, and then again it goes up. Now it's been stabilized to a very reasonable extent, and which is going to help, you know, foreign nationals, foreign investment. But my challenge is when we are sealing these deals, and you know, companies are coming, I mean, investors are coming into the country. At the end of the day, whatever investment they make, yes, we have all of this on our soils, but they don't belong to us. So how do we transfer this technology, the technological know-how? How do we transfer this knowledge, everything, so much so that when push comes to shove, then we'll be able to, you know, stand tall, you know, stand our feet firmly to the ground and say, yes,
India and
capable
for their
absolutely
country, even Singapore.
So that is what I want to see at the end of the day. But it is yielding.
But Ria, before I take you to the Blueprint newspaper, this deals and all of this that we're seeing going on, I keep saying the common man on the street just wants to be able to have light and food.
And Nelson, we say it all the time, if you don't have money in your pocket, you do not understand any reform that is happening. And that is exactly what's happening in Nigeria. When the president travels, we often say, oh, he's not in office. The last time Peter Obi made a statement, oh, he's never in office. But him not being in office, these are the things that we're saying that are happening. These are the reward. Talking about Nigeria and Brazil, they always had a relationship. And I'm happy that now we are strengthening that relationship. But one thing I love about this is aviation. You know, oftentimes it's been very difficult for Nigerians to even get visa to Brazil, to travel to Brazil. I remember when, you know, it just happened, I was talking about the fact that we need to ease travel restrictions for Nigeria to travel to Brazil. And, you know, when we have these restrictions and people can move in and out, there'll be a lot of exchange that is going to be learned, exchange of knowledge, just as Ibrahim has said. So as I say, as a country, you cannot just sit in one place and fold your hands. No, a broom cannot sweep alone. It has to sweep together. We also need these investors to come to make Nigeria a better place. But also, like Ibrahim said, we need to make sure that everything they're bringing is something that will stay, that is going to be for us. Because if it's just for them and they go back, at the end of the day, it's like we lose. But I think that, you know, all these deals are fantastic, especially in the terms of aviation. And I want to hear about education as well.
And to the Blueprint, Ria, this morning, this matter of the fact is, you know, releasing data on how much states, federal and local government have received in 25 months. You know, look at this. States get 13.8 trillion. Delta tops with 483.5 billion naira. Rivers 426.84 billion. Akwa Ibom 380.1 billion. And you know, you keep going other states as well. With all these humongous monies our states are getting now, much more than they used to before, what is then going on at the state level?
Allow me to say that I feel like it's greed, because I do not understand why local government is not getting anything or their money is not being given to them directly. When I see all these amounts, I'm like, what about the local government? Why don't they still have their autonomy up till now that we've been having these discussions? And look at the amount of monies you're calling. These are not small monies. Why? And even the question is, do these monies actually get to the local government? Because Nelson, these people are suffering there. They cannot even pay salaries. Like the local government, when you go to grassroots, you find out that they are really going through hardship. And to find out that the state is collecting this amount of money, are they getting anything out of it? If they come out and they're angry now, we'll say, oh, they're protesting. But this is quite a lot of money to hear to the fact that local governments still do not have their own anatomy.
It's really sad, Brian, because I don't know exactly why that is still, you know, a hard thing to be done. It's been passed. It's a sealed deal. Let them get their money so that they too, the definition of what they are supposed to do as an arm of government can be done.
They will be able to do it properly, because without money, nothing can be done.
One of the first things that was done by the president when he assumed position was that he took governors to court, you know, by using the Attorney General of the Federation.
That's right.
And then they won this case at the Supreme Court. Like, listen, when we say government or governance at the grassroots, it has to trickle down. The states cannot sit as an emperor, you know, on federal allocations and not allow it trickle down to the local government, you know, authorities. So you've already ruled out this amount of money. If you look at the sharing formula, federal government gets 52.68%, states get 26.72%, talking about the previous one, and it has now been updated, so much so that federal government, states, and local government now get something very, very substantial. And if you recall, since 2023, since the removal of fuel subsidy, states have been receiving times 3, more than double.
It's been a hike. There's been a hike.
What they used to receive. So meaning that there is more money going into the states. regardless of what they are putting in.
And they don't want Nigerians to know that they are receiving more money.
Yes. So let me just quickly make this point. Nigerians, ordinary Nigerians will tell you, will read offhand the budget of the federal government.
But none of them
knows that of the state. So this is the time for us to start asking questions.
Accountability. I think this is where accountability needs to even come in here.
That's right.
And I think we still need to fight for states to, like, the local governments need to have their own. You cannot be, like, you want to give me food and you pass it to my brother when I'm there. Why don't you give me the food?
And Ibrahim, this matter on the Daily Times, NLC's warning ram factors say, halt that plan of increasing the salaries
Stop the plan.
of political office holders or risk a national uproar. I mean, you know, last week I think you said that the fuel subsidy is hitting them too.
Yeah. So they would say that they are also humans. Everyone is asking for pay rise, pay that, and all of that. But we've always said that we should make elective offices less attractive. That is when you will now have people not necessarily, gunning for these positions. But it's a lie. They will tell you, okay, even if you are not increasing that, our alawi will always be there, so to speak. The ESTA codes will always be there whenever we go out of the country, even though it has been reduced, the number of people that would go on entourage, with the president or whatever. But the thing is, we should also be very, very sensitive, because yes, we are holding elective positions. We have people that are also drawing salaries, but we also have people that are not even getting anything.
That's right.
The only thing they get is if they are able, one way or the other, through the policy direction of this administration, maybe through SMEs, funding, maybe through loan, credit score, and all of that, which some would never have access to, or probably these palliatives that they get. But we should think of the common man, because they will always be worried as to what and when are we going to eat.
And this Nigeria is also saying the same thing. But let's quickly move to the Platform Times. Another matter right here, Ria. Falana to EFCC recovered 32.7 billion naira, $445,000 loots to social investment agency. Because I've always been wondering, from the reports we saw yesterday, the EFCC have been recovering quite a chunk of money from especially former NNPCL bosses. Where does this recovered money go back to?
You remember I asked our guest the last time when we spoke about, bringing monies that have been stolen from overseas back to Nigeria. I asked him a question. I'm like, when this money comes here, is there accountability? What is this money? What are they doing with this money? And then, he said that a lot has been done, we can see and all of that. But I agree with Falana, because you take all this money from these people. I hope it doesn't go back into another person's pocket. That means it's a circle of thieves. If it's going back to another person's pocket, what are you actually doing with the money? And this is where we always speak about accountability, Nelson. If we don't have accountability, how do we know how the money was? You get the money back, it's with you. Why is it in your pocket? What are you doing with it for the betterment of Nigerians? Because at the end of the day, these people that stole the money, it's Nigerians' money that they stole. So if you're able to get it back again, why not pour it back into Nigerians?
There should be some white paper that says this is the money, this is what it did, That's where we know exactly what happens. But Ibrahim, to political matters right now, second term, that's on the news direct this morning. Second term governors are, their silence, according to the paper here, is deepening on the battle of succession. I never knew that a governor, before he leaves a seat, would have to name his successor.
No. It's quite unusual that we are not getting to know who and who will be replacing, so and so in different states. I do not know. I think they are kind of like keeping their cards close to their chest. They don't want to release it, because some of them are already making bargains, especially some of them that are returning, for their second term. They're having bargain, talking with the incumbent party. Okay, what do we do? What are we giving you so that I will retain my office and all of that? And those that are not coming back.
Politics is wonderful.
You understand?
I know, right?
But are also worried as to, okay, who am I going to, put on the ground? Who can help me?
So that means for stomach infrastructure, we can help you with what?
Not
your
even
father's
that.
property.
They also saw what happened in River State, a deja vu. They don't want a situation where they will bring someone.
Why should you bring someone? That's my question. It's not your father's property. If you are going, why do you have to bring somebody?
Which is why I asked the question, Ria, good point you raised right there. Because I don't know, is it a royal stool?
But it's like that everywhere. It's just like.
But then we need need to change that narrative. That is not the best.
The party wants to perpetuate power. That's the reality.
That's not the best. Ibrahim, it's just like you're leaving TVC and you bring, like, no, it's not possible.
No, you can't compare TVC to the nation.
Well,
but
whatever.
But Ria, the leadership newspaper is talking royal battle. I just mentioned royal here. Mixed reaction as Sultan says justice becoming purchasable commodity. The writer here says the poor are becoming victims of this kind of justice while the rich commit all manner of crimes and walk the streets scot-free.
But if you know me, Nelson, you know I've been an advocate. If a rich man steals, the same thing you do to a poor man, you do to a rich man.
That's right.
At the end of the day, you know, everybody is one. So I believe that when it comes to justice, justice is justice. Justice should not be lenient on this particular person because this person is this person. Nelson, if you thief today, they should carry you. Whoever does anything should be carried. I'm very,
Ria
very...
didn't just use me.
No, I'm a strong advocate for justice.
One thing I really want to say about this before you move on is that, you know, the person who has gone to court to report a case, and then the other one who is the one that is defending. Both of them, they know the truth. The only person that is on trial is the judge.
Well, Ibrahim, let me take you to the Abuja Inquirer very quickly now, ladies and gentlemen. It's human traffickers are finding Abuja as a safe haven. The writer here says NAPTIP rescues over 100 victims in 8 months in Abuja alone. Abuja is a beautiful city and calm environment. Would that be the reason why, you know, this is happening there?
Yeah, if someone promises, maybe not you, as Ria has attacked you.
So you would let me rest.
Promises to take someone, you know, to New York in US for greener pastures. You're going to earn money. You're going to pick dollars on the ground and all of that. You know, people will be excited like they want to go, whereas they do not know the fate that is awaiting them there. Whether these people are traffickers and all of that. So these are the things that, you know, they sell to people, and then they feel like, yes, we need we want greener pastures for our lands, we want better living and all of that, and then they fall victim. By the time they get there, they traffic them, either using them as maids, using them as sex traffickers. I mean, you know, using them for sex slaves rather, you know, etc., seizing their passports and all of that. So we just have to be very careful.
But you know, quickly, Nelson, let me just add to this. I think that Wike is doing a fantastic job in Abuja, but he needs to look into this because I've heard one too many stories as well. There's even what they call now people kidnap people. You know, the last boss that you're just going and then they snatch your bag or something. So we cannot hide the fact that he's doing well. But I think that this is something he really needs to look into because it's one too many and the news keeps flying. I
couldn't agree less with you, Ria. Worries as prolonged. This is in on the Hope newspaper this morning. Prolonged as blackout grounds businesses in Ondo State. This is a really sad one. Petrol, diesel cost push SMEs to a breaking point. Give them light, please, so that they can do exactly what they're supposed to be doing.
Yes, the issue of power supply in Ondo State, you know, is actually as a result of the Transmission Company of Nigeria saying that they will do maintenance you know, from July 28th to sometime August, I think August 21st. So some are now having light 5 a.m. till 5 p.m. And you know that when it has been rationed that way, some will never get at all. So it's getting so much at people, especially the SMEs. Some of them are losing contracts. Without power supply, there is a problem. So they need to get this
Give everybody light, not just Ondo. Give everybody, Lagos, everywhere. We need light.
We need light indeed. And finally, on the Sporting Life this morning, the season has begun, and so Osime, you know, has done the first job right there. I think was it yesterday or which day I was saying, we need to bring this gentleman on this table.
No, we have to. We will. I'll tell Olamide she should do something with him on trending. We have to.
Right.
We definitely have to.
Right. You know, he wants to see us.
Oh, here. No, but if he comes, okay. Oh, really?
Of course. He needs to sing with us on the breakfast. We've been rooting for him for, I mean, forever.
You know, it's kudos to him because, you know, doing what he has done for Galatasaray. 4-0, man, that's a very, very huge one against Kayserispor. And it's to say that the deal, that expensive deal that you guys have sealed on me
is paid for.
So we want him to do more so that, you know, it keeps our names and then our maps.
That's right.
You understand? Our names rather on the map. So that
that's right.
can see.
That's right.
Definitely making Nigeria proud. A very fantastic player. And this is a plea. You need to join us on this table very soon.
Well done, Osime. Thank you very much. And that's how far we can take you on the newspaper review segment this morning. But Crowns Clash, Kingdoms Watch. A fresh